My name's Max. I'm a co-founder of Ragged Edge. I used to work in advertising. When I started out, I was an account handler at a suit, and the agency that I worked for, but I think all advertising agencies at that time, there was lots of misrepresentations of the truth, if we're being kind, and that meant it was a big corporate agency. It meant that you were sort of almost like lying to your colleagues, definitely lying to clients. The whole smoke and mirrors thing. But then the thing that really bothered me was, more than any of that, was that we were lying to consumers, and a lot of it was we were bullshitting consumers. My sort of all-time low was working on a credit card brand, where the whole idea was to encourage people to get into debt by frivolously having fun and just spending money on stuff, just for the hell of it, which doesn't seem like a particularly responsible message to be pushing. So when I left that agency, I sort of left a bit disillusioned with the industry. But as I started to think about it, I thought that we could do something and still adhere to all the clever principles that I'd learned in advertising, but do something with a lot more integrity. I really believe that with branding in particular, where you're making long-term decisions for the benefit of the business, it's not about quick wins, and the only way you're going to get those long-term results is by telling the truth and by building something with real rigor and the strength to sort of stand the test of time. You can't do that by pulling the wool over consumers' eyes, particularly now in days of social media, when people can find out anything about you so easily, and you can get caught out in any little lie so quickly, and it can spiral out of control. I don't know, because I don't really work in advertising, but we do work with ad agencies, and I've noticed a real change in ad agencies over the past, my career. And there has been, I think, because of social media, there's that real, and also people's desire for authenticity generally. I think the world has changed. I think that the disciplines are very different. So advertising is about comms, and it's about driving awareness and recruiting customers really, really quickly. And so sometimes if you haven't got a firm base to build on, you might have to make stuff up. That's the only way they can do it. But if you're working with a really strong brand that hopefully a branding agency has created, then the ad agency's got some real robust stuff to work with, and they can do great things. So I think advertising agencies are amazing at what they do. I'd never want to sort of talk them down. They've got some amazing skills that we could all learn from. It's just a very different discipline, I think. The no egos thing is really important. Like most stuff at Ragged Edge, it kind of evolved. It was never like a founding intention. But I think very quickly, to be totally honest, our strategy was just hire people that are better than us. That was how to get better. And so you kind of have to put your ego aside. If you're bringing in all these talented people who can do things better than you can, you've got to listen to them. But what we found was that kind of approach, that kind of sort of humble approach, I suppose, as well as giving people the freedom to do what they want and to do really great work and empowering people, it actually meant that the work started to get much better, because you started to have these great conversations about work where no one felt precious about it, no one felt they had so much ownership over it that they had to protect it. It was a really, really collaborative process. Everyone can contribute to the work. We want everyone to do well, and we want to push everyone else forward. We're not two guys who want our name above the door or whatever. So I think that helps too. For us, it's very much an internal thing. But again, the way we behave with clients as well, I think as soon as you can put aside that kind of sense of ego and sense of you're only out for yourselves, you suddenly give yourself a really good chance of creating a proper partnership with clients, which is really important, and the only really way you can get great work through. You can't force great work through. You have to, encourage clients to believe in it, and the only way you can do that is by listening and being a bit humble. I think if you're a really talented designer or creative director, and you've got a vision to see that through, that's a really valid way of doing it. The problem for me is that I don't see that as being particularly scalable. You can do that at a certain size, but as you grow, you've got to kind of let other people let go of the reins a little bit. So for us, we've always tried to sort of start from that position, and it means that I don't have to be in all the meetings by any stretch of the imagination. We've got guys running the accounts. I'm just there to help, really. It was a really important one for us to win. That was a pitch. We don't often pitch, but that one was a pitch, and we threw everything at it to win it. We made sure we won it. That particular project felt really personal to us as an agency. I lived sort of in and around that area. Nicole, the strategy director, lived there. Matt, the design director who led that project, he'd sort of grown up around there as well. So, there was a real passion for that particular area and doing a great job. So we threw everything at it, the pitch, threw everything at it, massively over-invested in it as a project, because we knew that we had the potential to be something really amazing, and it was just a great brief, because it was about telling the truth. It was about finding that truth at the heart of Camden and then using it to inform its future. But you're always nervous when this stuff comes out. We'd never really sort of PR'd something to the level that we did that. We really sort of threw everything at it, and you don't know what the reception's going to be like. We thought it was great, but until it sort of makes its way onto things like Brand New and things like that, you never quite know. We've always been about learning by doing and getting better, and Ragged Edge has got better and better and better every single year that we've been around. And I think we wanted to get to a stage. Well, I know we wanted to get to a stage where we were confident that the work was world class before we started sort of shouting from the rooftops. We'd sort of prefer to be able to walk the walk before we talk the talk, which I think is a bit different to how you're taught to build a business, but it kind of just fits our personality, really. It's a great case study. Actually, all the PR around it, the thing it really did is it lifted our profile in the community, and that meant that the talent that we got through the door and the CVs and things, the quality of that really went up, and the quantity went up as well. So it was amazing from that point of view. And in terms of clients, it's a brilliant one to show off, and that definitely helped, whether that was through the PR or just us presenting it when we got new business inquiries. But yeah, it was huge. But I think the biggest impact on that was convincing ourselves we could do it, and that we could execute at that level. And proving to us, it was one thing believing we had the skills, but actually proving it and showing it to everybody else was just amazing for us, and I think took us up a gear in terms of what we believed we were capable of. I think you've got to be true to your style. So for us, it was all about that sort of sense of humbleness and integrity, and I think what is really good about that is you're learning the whole time, and that would be my main advice, would be just to keep learning and come in. Don't assume you know everything, probably don't assume you know anything, is a good start, and just try and look at everything with fresh eyes every day, try and learn from the people around you, and bring in people who are better than you. I think that's the thing that's made Ragged Edge, is just bringing in talented people who can add new ideas, come up with things that I wouldn't have been capable of on my own, or Matt wouldn't have been capable of. And I think if you can do that, there's no real limits on what you can do.